You go ahead and head inside.
Just try to go into someone's place without
I mean, we knocked first.
So can you describe the physical appearance of the location and not the astral appearance?
The physical appearance is just sort of a shack that's standing up, sort of. It doesn't look good. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but it's clearly something that's been sort of cobbled together. It's not a nice looking place. It's just sort of not really a bad shithole, but not a quality shithole. It's somewhere in the mid-between shitholes.
Trusair will... He'll stand there, like, oh my god, this is awesome. Then realize that he should probably take point on this, given this tends to be his subject matter, and says, I think it should be safe to head on in. That surly jaw that cracks into a smile again when he reflects on how awesome this place is. He resets back into his surly jaw.
When you step in, you'll see the individual in front of you. Shit. Can you still hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sean, I can still hear you.
Okay, I unplugged my mic there for a second. When you step into the place, knocking, you'll hear someone tell you to come in, woman's voice. Stepping into the place, you'll see the woman before you. She's already has a table set up with cards, rune stones, all sorts of divination devices, all sort of makes from all sorts of backgrounds. Go ahead and roll the magic tradition.
I can go ahead and do that for you. Would the mage's specialization apply?
What is the major specialization supposed to... damn it.
Well, it was in the drop-down box. I picked it. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry. Just like whenever I picked all of my other things, whenever it asked me for a specialization, I checked out the drop-down box. It was like, hey, you can put in, something here. And I'm like, okay, cool. North America. Yeah, that sounds good.
Now, let me just go ahead and see what exactly the other ones are to get an idea.
Don't actually have anything in that drop-down box, then I bullshitted so hard. Yeah, I made myself believe.
It will not apply.
All right, that's good to know. Wham!
Witchcraft. Witchcraft based out of the old USA, specifically, probably what her namesake is, Salem.
Can I make a history test?
You probably, if you want to, you could go ahead and make a history test.
I'll go ahead and make that right. North American history. 8.
You don't know the details. I mean, you obviously know Salem witch trials, was it hanging, burning a number of women, they're all women accused, all women accusing, pre-awakening, so it's probably all bunk in the first place. Yeah, details.
Well, first thing Trusair will say whenever he walks in and he's being welcomed, the surly jaw will break into an open smile and just sort of like it'll burst out of him. You have a most lovely place here.
She'll give you an appraising look, then say, not normally the place you would go to, is it?
Not a not a place I don't think I've never felt this clean before.
I do like to keep the place looking clean. You notice, dead animals sort of skinned and whatnot hanging on the walls. They're all nicely cleaned, I mean,
Yeah.
still, dead animals
Right.
hanging on the walls.
Right. Completely not what Trusair was referring to or even cared about.
User in your channel timed out.
Aaron can't handle this.
Staring at the dead animals. He was like, "What? Fuck this!" Dropped the headset, walked away.
Teams be giving a gave
User
up on that
entered
one.
your channel.
She'll say, well, look like someone who knows what they're doing. She'll take the entire table and sort of shove it off to the side. You don't need that. Well, what exactly are you looking for?
Trusair will be blunt. He'll actually say, "We're actually looking for help, and we were directed towards you, in part because you appear to be the only individual that could be tracked down who would be capable of such a thing. By request of a family," and he'll say as he slowly pulls out the vial, "we're hoping to track down a girl for them, but the only lead that we have in our possession is something I cannot follow, a sympathetic link attached to some object that she apparently had a hateful sort of resentment towards, this vial." And he'll sort of pull it out of his jacket and present it to her.
Let me go ahead and... she'll take it very gingerly and put it on the table and say, it's not her resentment for it, it's what itself...
The table that she just threw aside.
Well, she didn't throw it, she sort of said it. She doesn't have the strength to throw it. She's a very frail woman, very small, like maybe 5'2" and scrawny. And the team speak I cannot be blamed for.
Of course not, of course not. We can still hear you fine.
She puts it down on the table beside her and says, it's not the object she had a resentment for, it's the object itself that's giving off that, that aura. It's weak. Well, assuming she's handled it a lot, I should be able to track it. It may take a few days. It'll take me a number of tries. I am still limited. I'm not the only person that is capable of this in LA, but I think I am one of the few initiated mages that just deals with walk-ins. When you get to this level, you normally stop doing that, but I like to be down here.
Will actually, subconsciously, like, inhale again and say, "Really, I think you could relocate, if you could do this anywhere, then anywhere you could live."
Can't do it in a void. Just wiping it. It's just cleaning it up.
It's just, after all these years, it's so surprising.
Well, why are you looking for the girl?
Blunt, it's a job. We were asked to track her down by individual members of her, one particular, of her family, who wish to find her. We have prior involvement with the girl and the fact that we're the ones who took her from her family in the first place. and they want her back. And we're being entrepreneurial individuals have decided to agree.
5,000.
Trusair's not going to argue. So 5,000? Absolutely.
Go ahead and leave me contact information, and I'll tell you when I've got it. It may take upwards of a week.
Understood. Trusair will leave his personal contact details with her.
Should we pay you now or later?
I'll go ahead and take the cash up front. Entrepreneurial and all that.
Absolutely, of course.
If you want Trusair, I can pay half of it.
I believe Grimith has all the fronted cash written down.
Oh,
yeah, it's fine. I can handle it. It's okay.
Oh, we have the fronted cash, the 50,000.
We were fronted 50,000 of the 60,000. We're okay.
All right.
And with that, I'll go ahead and leave her and get out of her fucking way.
And I do think it's late enough that
Yep.
not everyone's going to want to continue now.
Of course. Definitely worth taking a break here. Trusair sort of like lingers and is not sure whether he actually wants to get back in the fucking hover truck and go back to LA.
Well,
it's cool. I mean, Coyote says you can stick around here as long as you want. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I didn't bring my bike with me. No.
there's no taco trucks out here.
That's right. No taco trucks. We can't stay out here forever. Come on, man. It'd just be weird to camp outside her house for the next week anyway. But man, would it be fun.
Trusair should get a houseboat as his bolt hole, so he can come down here in times of need.
To just hang out.
Yeah, to just chill.
The coast, she like Ashley projects, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I like the place, it has a great view. What?
The only view is of the old blown up station.
Great view. How many other people in LA can say they have that view?
It's right. I feel at peace here. Any other person I think would be like, what? What do you mean you feel at peace? It's
Still
calm.
at peace here. That place suddenly starts doing more toxic waste.
Yep.
Serenity.
Yeah. So long as the crazy awakened shift doesn't suddenly make this into a void, we'll be good to go, everyone. All right, that's fine. We've been going for over 8.5 hours. I can certainly appreciate stopping here.
If anything, my voice will give out again.
No, Sean. You have to keep communicating with us. We need you. Go team.
Since the run's not over, we don't get any karma or money.
Or edge. We
Right.
get nothing.
Nothing until the run's over. So far, I think every run has taken 2...
Every run has taken 2 sessions thus far, but then again, this is our only our 3rd run.
Well, this one looks almost certainly like it will take 2 sessions because you will have her exact location after this.
Well, I like that kind of guarantee.
Well, with that kind of guarantee, I am willing to wait a week. Well, I'm not going to be here next week. God damn it.
What? Where are you going?
I have a job interview up in Chicago, and Saturday I'm going to be spending 6 hours on the road.
We're like, all right, she called us, let's go ahead and head down, and suddenly we get a text message from Vice. Got held up.
Mom,
Saw more Humanis. Had to kill him.
Humanis again. Sorry, guys.
You'll get the call at the start of the week, and it will continue until the end of the week.
It's like the stack of bodies, they're all women.
Well, Humanus needs to stop throwing women at me.
Just trying
Maybe
to
you need
tame
stop throwing your fists at women.
Yeah. They're just trying to tame the wild beast that is vice. Well, Sean, I do have to say that was a very, very befuddling session. It's been a while since I have been stumped like that.
I didn't actually intend it to be that befuddling. I sort of meant it to be, figuring out things and piecing it together, but not as long as it took.
You fail to realize how bloodthirsty we all are. Except for Grimith, amusingly. The rest of us just wanted to kill people.
Yeah, I didn't take that into account. I knew I should have, but I did take it into account. Namely, they took it into account by saying, oh shit, they'll probably kill us. I mean, Vice did just sort of haul off and punch a woman he didn't know anything about at all just because she was standing there for too long.
Well,
He guessed right.
He was obviously a runner, God.
True, but he also punched her face inside out.
I do have to say, the concept that I was the least bloodthirsty of the party warms my heart greatly.
Twitch is still considering the possibility of hitting one of them with a stick and shock just to watch them twitch.
Shot a man and with stick and shot just to watch him twitch. I mean, Vice isn't above throwing his fists at the dwarves if they piss him off again.
Only half of them, right? The guys are okay?
I will have you know, I punched quite a few guys a couple sessions ago. Or last session. Or 2 sessions ago, one of the two.
No, those are all women. You only punched punk girls.
Yeah, Pixar, it didn't happen. Come on.
Yes, let me go through Grimith's archives of archival footage.
You can if you want. The punk girls are right there.
I am pretty certain I punched some guys.
I think so too. I think that was a joke at one point that you finally punched your first guy.
Yeah, I jumped on the Jeep, remember?
You finally punched your first guy. I love that.
I jumped on the Jeep and then punched a guy through the windshield.
I can't stop laughing.
You broke your guy, Cherry. Good job.
Yeah, at one point, when Aaron mentioned the fact that he knew that Karina took the drug, I nearly passed out from laughing. I could not breathe because I remembered him saying that he knew that, so I knew that he knew. I just didn't want to mention it until he mentioned it. I am sorry.
So basically, had Aaron said something this entire time, we could have not, spent that 2 hours of us just dicking around?
No, that you can't say that. That would have completely changed the entire shape of what we'd experienced. Because if we'd actually pulled the vial out, we would have been able to give that to the Mr. Johnson. They would have had no need for the girl. That's an entirely different stack of cards, the consequences of which we'll never know.
And I, and by extension Twitch, because I didn't know exactly what Lace was, thought that she had dosed herself with what she was going to deliver.
Yeah, I did remember you saying that, and I thought you didn't have any knowledge skills to the contrary, so, I mean, it's possible you thought it.
I think I even mentioned something along the lines of, well, I bet the Johnson can get a trace of the chemical from her system. Whoops.
Wow, it's interesting because while that was going down, I thought exactly what happened. I was like, all right, yeah, I thought that the Jaguar had taken the vial. Not that she had hidden it, but I was pretty sure she dosed herself with something different.
I had a third interpretation where the Jaguar took it from her and then dosed her with lace so that she wouldn't remember any of the details about what happened in the warehouse, and her tooth was just completely something fucking else. Maybe to help numb the pain or to kill herself if all else failed, not to wipe her memory.
And I had no idea what was going on.
You're killing racists.
I don't know if I killed them.
Okay, you were beating them up.
See, what I want to know is where the fuck my goddamn chat was on this shit. Fucking assholes. So many damn viewers have so many fucking ideas. None of them was like, hey, I got the correction. I got the scoop, Grimith.
Your chat failed you.
You need to lambaste them.
Damn viewers, I am right now. The damn viewers take all the time in the world to point out all these other cool ideas when I'm actually wrong. Where are they then? Fucking Aaron. Perhaps it's a good thing you had to go away to do your thing, because the epiphany, the realization slowly developed without you.
Who knows, maybe your presence may have altered the timeline so that it never would have happened in the first place.
Right, we'll never know now. Everything that had to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I am fourth dimensionally omnipresent, so that could have messed some things up.
You see the Tesseracts.
You know,
You like
I remember
Chromebooth?
the future and I see the past.
Are you the Kwisatz Haderach?
No. I haven't had enough narcotics for that yet. But, you know, give me a few years and I might turn into a giant, disgusting worm god.
As long as your name is a killing word.
You know what's something I realize now? They skipped another map.
Do we get to know what map we skipped, or is that confidential knowledge?
The map that would have led to you, that would have been where the Jaguar shapeshifter would be. Not that confidential knowledge. You're not searching for him now, and you know he's somewhere.
You know, Twitch might. I mean, you know, opportunity.
100,000 credits.
His head's worth something. Of course, his head. He likes to keep his head firmly attached, and he's very good at doing that. So,
Hey, I had to keep a large portion of the torso intact too, so that head's gonna stay intact and attached.
well, she needs the head and the torso. She doesn't necessarily need them attached to each other.
Well, I still think we should track him down and figure out what the heck is going on while she's mad at him, because if, I can't remember who had the theory, if it's the vial, we can say, hey, we found the vial. Pay us for it. We can make it better. Yeah. But
Now,
I mean, once
can
we're all
always
done
color
with
it out,
this,
sir.
I think we should sell that vial to,
well, Conrad did say that he could offer much more if you know, if we don't give the vial to anyone.
Alright, well,
We didn't negotiate the specifics of how much more is much more. That might be an opportunity.
I'm just saying maybe we should take some
said he
counteroffers.
The one thing is, what he's offering you, he already said that was the most cash he had.
Whatever else that he would theoretically give us would not be a million.
But it might be worthwhile.
I'm just saying, I kind of want the counteroffers as well. See what Evo and As Technology stuff have to offer.
No. That sounds that's dumb, because then you get on their radar. You don't want to get on their radar. You don't
And
get
if
on
they-
anyone's radar.
If they never know you have it, you don't have to worry about it.
And if they do know you have it, they may assume that even after you sell it, maybe you still kept some, maybe you have something, who knows?
Maybe you know where the guy you sold it to is?
Yeah, maybe you could lead them to the person you sold it to. And then...
Which is why I think we should go through the Jaguar.
A befuddling, confusing session full of numerous instances of just crazy derpy humor, like Vice's mom. Like the moment where people realized that their comlinks had been altered so that they kept transmitting their voices.
I was waiting to play her all week.
Yeah. As for the comlinks being on, I'm going to be sending Sean a list of things that Coyote has now implemented to keep all that from happening. Like something similar to the Windows admin box, like when anything opens up a connection, it asks for a confirmation. So if a confirmation doesn't come up or something, when Coyote, he'll say, okay, something's weird. So lots of things. Like... I'll be posting something like, I'll be sending that to him. So that's something to look forward to, Sean. That'll be fun.
Just remember that the Matrix is not based on Windows. It's based on magic, apparently. Cause
it is, yeah. But the point is that I think that he does follow the security measures a lot. Let's see, what's his skill in that? Security design, he's got 3 points on that as a knowledge, 8 total for the check, and so he very security conscious when it comes to that, so he locked that down as much as possible. And this one, he wasn't expecting something like this, and he just did a dirt move and didn't check that the drone when he got it back. But yeah, he'll be implementing more things.
That is why I made sure with the drone. That is actually the reason. I will say that much.
Did go into a lot of rigmarole about how you were handling the drone. It's like, how are you doing this? Are you transmitting the security things over the Matrix? Okay, so it's going to be slave to her comm link, before I stepped away. I heard all that.
Right. Well, the way I was thinking it is that even if someone was monitoring the comm lines, which was kind of what I inferred from Sean's questioning, which is why I was not going to give that information over the waves, is that that drone was so small and it had covert ops running and all of that and chameleon skin and that type of stuff that, it's like the size of a dragonfly, probably a mosquito, somewhere in between those two, really small. So he didn't think he was going to get caught. He thought it could fly right in there and hide and basically land on Twitch with no problem. So he was kind of impressed that they were able to catch it at all.
Yeah, but Aaron had to know it was coming, or Twitch had to know it was coming. If someone was listening into Twitch's conversation, and that's what Conrad said, that he was sort of just catching it because of being close enough to Twitch at whatever area that he could just skim it from there. Just sort of catch it all, and then, hey, thing floating in that you're going to plug into your comm link, and just grab it out of the air before it gets to you and release it.
Well, no, for the story it made sense. I'm fine with it. I was just, it didn't occur to me that, it occurred to me that might happen, but I was like, the way it's sending, it takes it's got like a -8 or something just from covert ops and the size of it, covert ops and chameleon skin, I think come to, I don't know, it's -8 to see it, and it's got like a +5 or 6 dice to actual covert op. I'm like, they're not going to catch it. It's too small. It's going to be like 100 meters away from anybody, but no big deal. I think that my righteous indignation was exactly what Coyote would have done anyway. It's like, the fuck? Really?
I was wondering if anyone was going to consider the possibility of how they knew what they knew.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
me as a player, I would have. I was guessing that they might have done something to my comm link, but Vice as a person, he's not that bright. He's not going to assume, oh, my comm link is compromised. That's my reason.
yeah. And for Coyote, he's got a on his Cyber Eyes, he's got a VR display that's always up, and it will have like a little light on the corner that shows when a comm link is open or when any connection is open. I'm just going to assume the virus didn't like lock that down since it's not one that he heard of. But so yeah, he was checking, and that's why he's when he went internally to look, he was like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, essentially, when it got in, it compromised pretty much everything. It was a very sophisticated, far-reaching virus that was able to pretty much just go ahead and act as an agent. So, dog brain, very intelligent, knows what to shut off, knows what's probably being looked at, things like that.
Oh yeah, I mean it would have taken less than a second for it to shut down all that stuff. I mean it's so no big deal. I don't think Coyote would have noticed that.
The only one thing I do want to mention is if you had actually used your comlink for something major, you may have noticed it hogging your resources. But I don't think you made any major. I'm pretty sure I was paying attention. You didn't make any major uses of your comlink. Nothing that would be resource intensive that you'd notice it's dragging everything down.
The only thing that he did, and I can't remember if this was before or after he would have been infected, and I mean it doesn't matter, was that he did bring up a like a three-dimensional wire diagram of the warehouse that they were at.
User
while they were in
from
the
your channel.
While they were in the that safe room at the bar, and he said give me all permutations for Crossfire and that type of things.
Yeah,
that's
even that wouldn't have been resource intensive enough for it. I mean that counts as like one program at most. So
right, yeah, it makes sense. But no, that was pretty funny. I was like, damn it. And Coyote will be kicking himself, but he is bummed that he can't get a copy of that virus. He liked it.
He liked it.
Oh yeah, that's what I sent to when I went AFK and I came back and you guys were talking. I was talking with Sean and I sent to Conrad. I'm like, look. There's no way I'm keeping you on my comm link that's in my head. There's no way. If I have to keep a jammer on 24/7, it's gonna happen. And so Conrad's like, all right, well, put it on like a disposable comm link. And so Coyote's like, sure, but hey, you mind giving me that virus? I kind of like it. It's cool. And Conrad's like, nope, won't work for you. He's like, damn it. Fine, whatever. Here's my comm link.
which is something that never got mentioned to the rest of the party.
Why would it?
It's like... I don't think it would have changed anything.
Just no one else knew that happened.
Yeah, and if he'd gotten that virus, he may or may not have told everyone else. He may have coveted it. It would have been his precious.
I don't think it would have been that precious since multiple copies of it existed.
Okay, fine. It wouldn't be one virus to rule them all. It would just be a virus. So you got it.
I have learned as a player that I like the wireless world of Shadowrun 4th Edition less and less. I started off not understanding it, and I think I'm still in that same category of not understanding it.
The more you understand it, the more it fucks you.
Apparently, Shadowrun 5 takes it back a bit. They re-add deckers.
I mean, I noticed, Jordan, that you left a comment in the IM like earlier this week about, oh my god, I just fucking tried to make another character, a backup character, and Jesus, I see what they went through.
Yeah, it took me like 4 hours of just skimming things to make my comlink.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I sort of looked at what you did with your comlink with the software, and I'm not looking through that list.
Yeah, my comlink has something like 20 programs and autosofts and various things. I can't keep them straight. I mean, I have to look every time.
You can take the autosofts and stick them in something else, just to build a location or something for them. They don't actually have to be on your comlink.
Yeah, it was just I thought, convenient place. But, the list grew and grew and grew. What I might do is take the autosofts off and just place them on the drone.
4 programs. All of them running at once. Not a problem.
I mean, that's what Vice has now. Don't need to micromanage this program bullshit.
Firewall 5. When I purchased you, I wasn't sure when or if you would actually be useful. You did a good job.
I have Firewall too.
Yeah, Conrad, I believe Conrad mentioned that it wasn't even that just got a good chance to infect you. It was just sitting there. It was just sitting there tempting.
Well, to be fair, Vice isn't very smart, and I didn't really think a good comlink was necessary for me. Now I know.
Know that unless you're not going to use a comlink, or you're going to regularly change comlinks, like regularly, it's a big deal.
I'll probably either upgrade the current comlink or just start buying burner comlinks.
Yeah, it's let's see, I have Firewall 5 and IC rating 3, which may or may not have been running at the time. But, yeah. It backdoored me.
Well, it doesn't matter how much defenses you have if someone can just walk around them.
Yeah, it's kind of like, as they say, it doesn't matter how good your protection is if someone has access to the server.
Yeah, someone actually...
Horse.
Yeah, your IC, I believe, didn't come into play at all. The firewalls and whatnot were, well, used, but they just weren't good enough.
Anyway, it's after midnight. I have stuff to do, like study for midterms next week.
Are you going to let it all hang out, Joey?
No.
Oh, well, okay. Anyway, Sean, good job. Good job to the team. Somehow things were remembered that apparently were a big deal that none of us noticed except for Aaron.
And he didn't think was important enough.
Said he thought it was obvious. Like, well, obviously she took the lace.
Anyway,
Carried around the lace, it's not important. Bye, Jordan.
I'll see you guys later. Have fun.
Bye.
User disconnected from your channel.
That makes me so sad. He thought the lace was in the vial. Damn it.
I want to know what's in that vial. Everyone says it's horrible, and so I'm curious now. Hope it's not just a MacGuffin.
Oh, man. What, like the virus?
I will tell you it's not just sort of a blank MacGuffin. There is actually substance to it.
Cool, that's good enough.
I haven't included anything that's sort of just a blank MacGuffin or just sort of a blank thing. Everything I've tried to tie up and why is it? Because I just like the universe.
Good news, though. When we do find Karina, she won't remember us.
She'll remember the first time you took her.
Yeah, she
Oh,
will
does it not go
remember
that far back? I didn't. I thought it wiped out her memory for longer.
No, it was just a few hours. I think
Yeah.
like upwards of 12 is the max hours.
Yeah, something like that. If she would have, well, she would have basically gotten a good look at my face whenever she woke up in the van the first time before we even delivered her to the shapeshifter. Of course, she doesn't remember much of what happened the first time around whenever we took her because stun balls fell, everyone went fell. Everyone went fell too. Good job, Grimith.
I think comically the only one she wouldn't notice would be Vice, because wasn't there when actually dropped her off. But everyone else, when she was tied up to that chair, was sort of standing around. She would have seen them at some point.
Definitely she would, but she might have been too distracted and afraid at the time. For good reason. This is certainly going to be This is going to be an interesting circumstance.
Yeah, I was going to say the reunion's going to be fun, is what it is. Good news, we're here to steal you for a third time, but this time it's for your brother, so, you know, it's cool.
January 4th, we're here to kidnap you. January 6th or so, we're here to kidnap you again. We did something messed up first time, it's not our fault. Sometime in March, we're here to kidnap you again, but this time you might actually like it.
Several months later, so there's this target that we have. Go on.
There's this girl named Karina. Apparently, it's like, oh gosh, no more jobs with Karina. She's off limits.
Her family is flying in and will be staying at a hotel in Fun City. This sounds familiar.
Maybe Grimith, maybe Truthsayer shouldn't have taken so much lace, otherwise he might remember some of this.
Whoa, man. Whoa. Don't even know, man. I'm so high on lace right now. I'm the lace authority.
Isn't it that you don't even know? I mean, because you're taking lace?
I don't even know. You don't even know. And I don't even know. We don't even know. Be inclusive here.
It works for me. And on that note, I think I'm going to call it a night as well. So yeah, good game, Sean. I liked it.
I'll be riding off into the sunset too. I'm not sure whether I like this, Sean. There was too much confusion, too much attempting to solve the mystery like a stubborn adventure game. It needs more action and less hassle. Yeah.
Don't worry. Next time it'll just be shoot 'em up. That's the next installment. It's just a shoot 'em up.
Pew pew.
Is it like a quick time event?
We're gonna get the girl and the jaguar next time.
No, only the bosses are quick time events.